Hello and welcome. It's me, Marls44, and welcome to a updated Cardfight Vanguard deck profile for Mass Magician Harri post GBT08 Absolute Judgement. So yeah, with the release of GBT08, Pale Moon got new support and is definitely a lot better now. There's a more clear-cut vision on how your combos work and how you're supposed to do things. The deck really only struggles a little early on with getting the right cards into the soul, but you won't be going crazy with your soul until, well, you start striding. Anyways, with that, let's jump right into the deck profile. So we're gonna go ahead and look at our starter. So starter is still Happiness Collector. Great starter for the deck. Amazing starter, honestly. And there's nothing really better to play, so you just still play her. And then we will move back down to our grade 3s. So we have 4 Mass Magician Harri, your main Vanguard. And then we have 2 of your backup Vanguard that we're still playing. Flying Manticore. Definitely a better backup Vanguard than the new card we have. The new card we have that that is also a grade 3 is Praised Evil Tamer, Mireille. She's a very good rear guard. Not a great Vanguard. Better for the rear guard, so that's why we have to still play 2 Manticore. Because, well, there's really nothing better to play as a backup Vanguard, unfortunately. So, that is okay, though. Anyways, her skill is Magia ability. Auto counterblast when this unit is placed on Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your grade 1 or lower cards with the Magia ability in your soul, call it to rear guard, and at the end of the turn, put it in your soul. So yeah, it's okay. But really, we play her for this. G-Break 1, when this unit is placed on rear guard from your soul, until the end of the turn it gets power plus 2k, and if it was placed on rear guard, due to the Magia ability, which all your cards that Superior Call stuff have, it gains another plus 2. So she'll be 16k plus, if you use that Cutie Paratrooper, the one that gives you plus 5, if you Superior Call something in front, she will be, Mireille will be at 21 with a boost, that's 28. When you Superior Call her, Mireille, she's basically 2,000 stronger, 2k stronger than Darkside Princess. So she's basically just similar like that. Very good, very strong, and yeah, you just run 2 of them because you don't want more than that. They're really only great for applying pressure on rearguard. Moving on to our grade 2s, so we have 4 Darkside Princess. So I was talking about clear-cut combos. We'll get into that with the grade 1s because it's the grade 2s and grade 1s that combo with each other. So 4 of her, still super good. And then we have 4 Flying Peryton. So now we're playing for this guy. We actually don't play Jacqueline anymore. Reason being is she was just kind of like that helping card that got you a plus or something. But the deck's kind of centered around calling stuff from your soul and just putting it back at the end of the turn so it doesn't die. Making sure, you're perfectly okay. And you keep all your important cards because they go back to your soul. Kind of similar to what Grand Blue does with the drop zone, except for, well, if something got retired, you can call it back, right? Doesn't work like that with Pale Moon, but it's that similar concept that I'm talking about of what it focuses on. So yeah, just 4 of these, really good for combos, and yeah, just a really important card. You need 4 of them. And then we have 3 Crescent Moon Juggler, so we're still playing 3 of these. You might complain about the soul, but you have your starter, and you're always going to get a couple crappy cards in your soul. So, and you might have, if not, you might have duplicates, which you could then sacrifice a duplicate because you really don't need a duplicate. Like, you don't need a Superior Call another duplicate. Normally you combo differently. You don't call the same cards, the same row, So, yeah, don't worry about duplicates. So, yeah, you can use him a little more than you think. It's good to use him like once or twice a game. He's very good for comboing as well, honestly. You use someone's skill to Superior Call him, Superior Call Peryton, Superior Call something else, or you use Cutie Paratrooper to Superior Call him, and then Superior Call someone else like Darkside with his skill. So he combos really, really well, honestly. Very, very good. If you want, though, you could play 2 of him and 1 of this card, Magic Box Trimmer. If you take 3 or more damage, basically, in a turn, you could Superior Call 5 cards from your soul. So if your soul's stacked and all that, you know, you can abuse your opponent for being over-aggressive, but most of the time, I don't find it's worth it. I find that the 3 jugglers much more worth it, especially with the type of combos you can do. So, yeah, I really recommend 3 jugglers, but it is up to you. So, moving on to our grade 1s, we got 4 damage on flippers, damage on flipping P guards, and 4 stride enablers. So, yeah. And then we have 3 Cutie Paratrooper. So, she combos really well with Darkside / the grade 3. I'm not going to keep saying / the grade 3 that's similar to Darkside. Just when I say Darkside, that I also mean the grade 3 that, you know, is just as aggressive on the rear guard circle. Sorry. So anyway, she combos really well with her / you know, Crescent Moon Juggler. Because, as I said, you can use her to Superior Call Crescent Moon and Superior Call something else like Darkside. Or you could just use her to Superior Call. Like, if you can't use that, if you don't want to use the Soul Blast, you just use her to Superior Call. Like, you Superior Call her, sorry, and then Superior Call Darkside. And Darkside will be attacking for 26 with the extra 5 she gets too. And then they both go back to Soul, of course. So, she combos with her really well. Really, the reason being is because she has to call someone in the same column. Peryton has to call someone in the same column. So if you Superior Call her, then Peryton, you basically would have to retire her to Superior Call something else. So that doesn't work overly well, and Darkside will get you more out of it with the extra 5, and Juggler will just get you more cards out of it. So she combos with those 2. And then we have 3 of a new card, Unicycle Tumbler. So what she does is auto G-Break 1. When this unit is placed on rear guard from your soul, this unit gets power plus 2k until the end of turn. Then if this unit was placed due to the effect of a Magia ability until end of turn, this unit gets auto rear guard Soul Blast 1. When an attack hits a Vanguard during the battle that this unit attacked or boosted, you pay the cost. If you do, on flipper damage. So you have like no damage on flippers in this deck other than your Peer Guard. So she's insanely important. And I know the soul is a bit of a concern, but as I said, the duplicates and the doubles, and I mean, you want to try to, you know, be very careful about your soul blasts, but if you play it really smart, with only 3 of these and only 3 jugglers, you will be okay. Trust me. So, how her combo normally works, like the combo to use with her, you either do A, Crescent Moon Juggler, Superior Call Peryton, Superior Call her behind Peryton. Or you just Superior Call Peryton and Superior Call her behind Peryton. One or the other. So pretty much the same as Cutie Paratrooper except no Darkside. So pretty much like flipped, you know? With the other important grade 2. Unfortunately, we cannot play a Purple Trapezist, but the only thing is, I realized it, and yeah, it's a tiny, tiny bit of a hinder for you, but the thing I realized with Purple Trapezist is you actually don't need to play it in this deck, and the big reason is, you don't go off with your soul until you stride once. After you stride the first time, you can stride again and use the stride unit that can do what Purple Trapezist does, but with 2 cards instead of 1. And that's how you set up your soul. You use the stride unit now to set up your soul. Some people might not agree right away with that, but that's actually how it's supposed to work, because the rest of your cards you need for different types of support, and yeah, I found I ran out of a lot of counterblasts really quickly with this deck. Unflipping P-Guard wasn't enough. This deck doesn't have a starter like Grand Blue. If it did, whew, then I wouldn't even need to run this card. I'd probably just run a couple purple Trapezists, 4 Paratroopers, and the starter that would unflip too. But there is no such starter yet. There might be. I don't know. We might see it for Pale Moon, similar to Grand Blue. So that is why. I know some people might disagree right away. That's okay. You have your opinion. It's fine. But I am just explaining why you don't need to run purple Trapezists anymore. You know, all the decks, they've now grown out of what you needed to rely on. That's been here since the beginning of Vanguard. You don't need to rely on it anymore. If it's important and helpful, that's good. But if there's other cards that could do the job and do the job better and give you things that you need more like this, then it is totally worth it. Anyways, moving on to our triggers. I just wanted to express that. I apologize. Just needed to express it. So we got 4 Darkside Swordmaster and 4 Poison Juggler. So 8 crit. Then we have 4 Rainbow Magician. So 4 draw and 4 Tender Breeder. So also that lion staring at her butt. Please, Vanguard, don't encourage that, please. The monkey too, what the heck? Anyways, 8 crit, 4 draw, 4 heal. Pretty standard lineup, honestly. And now we are going to move on to our final cards, these Stride units. So, let's start with one who tells the demise, Mephisto. So, 4 of him, still amazingly strong. You cannot play less of this guy. 4 of him, done. So strong. I don't even need to say anything. He's just amazing for the deck, honestly. For ending games, pushing out G-Guardians, everything. And then we have 3 Dreamiy, Axel, Milward. I don't know if I said that right. I apologize. Anyways, what she does is G-Break 2, Soul Blast 1, and choose a face-down card from your G-Zone and turn it face-up. Choose up to 2 cards from your soul, call them to separate rearguard, and they get power plus 4,000 until end of turn. And at the end of the turn, put the unit called with this effect in your soul. Choose the number of units as the number of face-up cards. Name this card from your G-Zone. Until end of turn, they get auto rearguard when this unit attack hits a Vanguard. Choose up to 1 card from your soul and and call it to a rearguard with a unit. So yeah, basically you just get tons of superior calls with her. That's all it is. Of course, afterwards it has to hit a Vanguard to get more, but you can basically abuse it. And also the combos I showed you before. just think about it. 1 hits and you basically get a column back if you have all that set up. So set that up, of course. But yeah, super good. Like, such a good card. I play 3 of them. Big reason I play 3 is because 4 is actually just too much for it. I find 4 doesn't work because you can flip any card in your Z-Zone face up. So if you want to set it up for someone else, like set up somebody else's thing that's kind of similar where you can choose any card. And yeah, I just find 4 is too much because there are other cards that are quite important, honestly. So it's kind of hard to play more than that. But yeah, she's still a really good card though, very good card. So, anyways, then we have 3 Carnivorous, Megatrick, Prana. So what she does is Counterblast 1, choose a face down card from your G-Zone and turn it face up, and choose a card from your hand and put it in your soul. So she also helps you put cards into your soul. Choose up to the same number of cards with the Magia ability from your soul as the number of face-up cards in your G-Zone, and call them to separate rearguard. At the end of the turn, if the number of face-up cards named this card in your G-Zone is 1 or less, put the units called with this effect in your soul. If the number of units is 2 or more, choose any number of units called with this effect and put them into your soul. So basically how she works is I forgot to mention that she's also similar-ish to Purple trapezist as well, which is why you really don't need to play it. She kind of like, you have to put the cards that you called back, if there's only one flipped face up or less, you put the cards that you called back into the soul, like that you called, you put them into the soul. But if it's 2 or more, then you could choose any of your cards and put them into the soul, which also sets you up. So you can use her to set you up as well, which is why, well, she's just really good. You can play 4 of her if you want, honestly. The thing is you have to get, you know, 2 or more of her face up. So what you could do is the other grade 3 that I just showed you, you could flip up one of her, this card, and then when you stride her, you flip up another one, and there you go, 2 or more is flipped up. So you can set up your soul how you want it. The thing is you have to get to that point. The other guy, you know, you just counterblast 2. So that's the thing about it. That's the difference. So you could set up your soul with her, but that's a little later on. The other guy, you could do it sooner, which is why you kind of want to run both. Yeah, but she's really good. Really, really good. Anyways, 3, Chainsaw Megatrick Furnival. So what it does is it's a G Guardian, and when this unit is placed on guard circle, look at 3 cards from the top of your deck, search for 1 card among them, put it in your soul, put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. This card is put in your soul with this effect. Is a grade 1 or greater, this unit gets shield plus 5,000 until end of turn. Okay, so unfortunately, the G Guardians right now for Pale Moon, all they really get is plus 5,000. The other one gets plus 5,000 as well. I really like this guy though, because he helps you set up your soul. Again, I say, similar-ish to Purple Trapezist. Well, no, he's different than Purple Trapezist. You look at the top 3, put 1 in, right? So, but he helps you set up your soul, and helps you set up, you know, the grade 1s that you need in there, and the grade 2s that I talked about. I mean, Darkside's really easy to get in the soul. You call her, you have her get boosted or something, she attacks, she gains 5k, okay, she goes into the soul. So Darkside's the only one you don't really have to worry about putting into the soul manually. The rest, you do, of course. But he definitely helps you with that, honestly. And I love it. It's an amazing card. It helps you set up your soul, and it's a G Guardian, and it's just perfect, honestly. It really is perfect. So, amazing G Guardian. Gotta play 3 of him. So good. Great for setting up as well. Like, helping you set up. And then we have 1 Dragon Masquerade, Harri. So, yes, this is that card I was talking about. The only thing is, he is G-Break 3. So you have to use him as your 3rd stride. Well, actually, you could use a G Guardian. You could use your 1st stride, G Guardian, and then him. So he'd be your 2nd stride. But, unfortunately, you do have to use him as your 3rd stride. But he does help you, you know, set up. He's really important for that. You really only need 1 of him. Like, the other cards is just kind of so much better that you only need 1 of him. But still, he really does help you set up and everything, and is just a really good card for that. He's a bit of a hefty cost with the Counterblast 2, but he's still quite good, and, you know, the 1 really does help, trust me. It really, really does. So, yeah. It's all about your stride units now, is setting up your soul, you know? Anyways, and then we have 1 Ardor Dragon Master Amanda, so you're starting your stride. And then for our last stride unit, and last G Guardian, 4th and last, 1 Dark Element Dismal. Alright, well that is it for the deck profile. Hope you all enjoyed it. This deck is now much more easier to figure out what you actually have to do and how to play. And I honestly think it's a really good deck. It's just gonna struggle a little early, but after that, it'll go on fire. It's on fire. It's really strong and has lots of setup for the soul, and a lot of good cards to combo off of, and is just really, really good. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Deck list will be in the description below as always, and that's about it. I'll see you guys next time.